do 7. Let's do that one. Oh, it's still doing that. Oh, I know why. I get rid of these songs first. Okay, there we go. That should. There we go. Okay, cool. Okay, all right. Sure. Yes. Oops, we started. Okay. Um, I'll be right back. So I'm gonna go
Okay.
back. So I need to go bathroom. So.
I guess we just talk about shit about Anthony.
Huh.
Oh, you're not gone yet, huh? Yeah, you haven't left. Let's use a browser. Let's use a browser with my potato. This is why you failed. This is why you failed. I have absolutely nothing to talk about at the moment. I do have something to talk about, but primarily with I want to talk about the Rampage movie. That's what I want to talk about. Hasbro makes shitty TV. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, gotcha. Okay, you were just you're just saying things to say that. I get it. I get it. Oh Lord. I'm very excited about Infinity War. I am very excited about Infinity War. It's really funny. I was listening to the podcast where the Funhouse guys were talking about superhero movies, and they were kind of reviewing Black Panther and whatnot. And I had not taken into consideration
I'm
that.
back.
Welcome back. Uh, I hadn't taken into consideration that some people just um, they don't love they don't love the superhero movies. They like them, but I hadn't taken into consideration and it sounds weird to say that because that's a no shit situation, but like somebody who they were kind of talking about Bruce was like, I read him as a kid, so this is a big deal for me, and Adam's like, I didn't as a kid, and superheroes just don't do a whole lot for me, so I was just like, yeah, I guess, but why would you go see the movies if not? But then it dawns on me they're extremely popular, so especially if you're in the media, you kind of have to. I don't know.
So, I got some breaking news that happened during our stream. This is not video game related, by the way. This is off the Bleacher Report. John Cena and Nikki Bella break up after 6-year relationship ends engagement. Yeah, apparently they called it off. So
Mm.
I'm kind of
I
not surprised that happened.
it's fascinating that you would give me news that I just don't care about.
No, it's funny because they literally just did John Cena literally proposed to Nikki Bella at WrestleMania 2-3 years ago. So it's just oh, it was yeah. Well, then again, yeah. So it's oh, so you guys broken up? Okay, well, it makes sense though. Makes sense. John Cena wasn't really into marriage in the first place, so
I'm shrugging my shoulders. I mean, I left the movie. I left. I left. I was in the car after seeing A Quiet Place, and we were talking about how John Krasinski directed that movie, and my friend was like, "Yeah, and apparently, when Emily Blunt, like his wife, told him that she wanted to be a part of the movie, he just like he wrote a role, like he wrote that role for her, basically." I was like, "What? They're married?" And he was like, "Yeah, they're married. You didn't know it?" I'm like, "Why the fuck would I ever know that information?"
Yeah, yeah. It's just a little side bit of wrestling in case you might have missed out some WrestleMania action. Also, what's up, Hutch?
I
Um,
imagine that's some interesting news if you like wrestling.
yeah.
I really enjoyed Rampage.
Okay,
Um,
so yeah, you've seen it. I've been hearing it's actually not that bad. it's it's the
well,
highest
it's a
rated.
monster movie.
Yeah.
It's hey Hutch, sorry, I just noticed that you're here. Yeah, it's a monster movie, man. Like, there's no. If you're looking for the next goddamn Citizen Kane, it's not that, and nor should it be. I like this. I like this new wave of video game adaptation movies, or just like adaptation movies in general, that are like, why are we giving that big of a shit? You know, like why are we giving that big enough a shit to like, first and foremost, like,
Validation.
Rampage is exactly what the Rampage movie should have been. Like, it should be silly, campy, over the top, cliched out the ass, and fun. Like, that's exactly what it should have been. That's why, to me, it's the best video game based movie I have ever seen. Um, uh,
It is the highest rated video game movie on Rotten Tomatoes and other places. So there's some merit to that, I guess. So I have to go watch it now. Did you see the tweet though that Dwayne put out about Doom?
yeah, it was really funny. And then
Yeah.
Blizzard or Bethesda was just like, Dwayne.
um, that's cool. That's cool. That's good to know. I mean, I wasn't really high on the movie in the first place, but the fact that it did this well, like, surprised
Wait,
me.
you don't get stoned on movies? I'm confused. You said
Oh,
high
I'm
on
sorry.
movies.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're completely right. Yes. For God's sakes, 420 is literally coming in 5 days. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then my birthday is the day after. Gosh,
Oh man.
it's way more important.
So,
Actually, my whole life has been, oh, your birthday is 4/21. You missed it by a day. It's like, yeah, because I want my birthday to be on that day. Yeah, that's what I want.
yeah, I wanna be on that day where I just like smoke just so much weed and all that shit.
That being said, on 4/20, so for everyone who's in the chat who cares, I've already ordered or pre-ordered my Labo, and it'll be here Tuesday or Friday morning. And later that night, I'll be going over to my sister's house to watch my nephews and building it with them via my phone stream.
Oh, okay, cool. That'd be awesome. You get to see firsthand how it works.
Yeah, so if you follow, the Chub Rock Geek on Twitch, you'll be able to see it.
Oh, hello. We got a new trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3 that just came out an hour ago. Classic.
Are you sure?
I am. Well, let me see. Hang on. Let me double check on this shit. This is posted on the Art Games Reddit. Hang on. Let me click.
Yeah, that's a Reddit. It's a Reddit. So
let me click on the video. Let me click on the video and see what this looks like. Oh shit! Yeah, it's a new video. This is from Kingdom Hearts YouTube channel. This is directly. Yeah.
Okay.
This is
Yeah. I'm seeing that on Twitter now.
Oh shit! Live reaction. You can't see it because my oh shit, it's cool. Because my PC's too potato.
Well, hang on a second. Start the fucking video over, and I'll watch it with you. You turd.
Oh, okay. All right. So I have it ready.
It's a minute long, right? You're watching one that's 58 seconds long, right?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. Okay, so
right.
This is okay, guys. This is our live reaction to the trailer of Kingdom Hearts 3 Classic Kingdom trailer that just came
Mika
out.
Burton Silent. There's not a new one. Yeah, no shit, right? Well, I went to the official, the verified Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. Hey, Kingdom Hearts 3 is a myth, just like Half-Life. Okay, so
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
All right. Okay. All right. So I was pointing at something. That's really cool. I like that Game and Watch. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Game and Watch esque. It's the
All right. Nice. It's just.
tiger things.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow, that's cool. I like the throwback. That's pretty fun. What? Okay, they're showing up. Wait, what? Okay, they're showing off other Game and Watch games with the Kingdom Hearts characters.
You keep calling it Game and Watch.
I mean, you know, it's just it's that same era, that same type of game. Okay, that's cool. Teh, Sora. So it's like,
All
yeah.
right.
Oh, that was it. Oh, okay. I thought it was something bigger than that. Okay. All right. Well, okay. So it just confirms that that's going to be a mini game in a game. So, mini game of
Well,
that game.
if there was anything that got me less excited, it was that.
I was looking through the Reddit on games. It's like, oh shit, new Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. Oh, okay. That was cute. That was very cute.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the what the fuck is that type of game? I want to say the not LCD. Is it Liquid Crystal Display? Yeah, LCD. Old LCD games.
Also, by the way, Greg, since you have a Switch, if you want,
I do have a Switch.
if you want to have that home experience of what's on tap when we played Valkyria Chronicles, well, that game's coming to the Switch, the first one. So,
No, I'm good. Think so.
Oh man.
As I said, oh man, what if they just released these like an old game like that and was just like, here's Kingdom Hearts 3, assholes.
That would be hilarious. That'd be great.
So okay, so they are. They're Liquid Crystal Display. Why is it not? So Liquid Crystal and Vacuum Fluorescent Display is what they are. Milton Bradley was the first company. Simon did the second one. Mattel and Parker Brothers did some. Coleco did some. And then Nintendo in 1980 with Game & Watch. That was Gunpei Yokoi. And then they were just kind of pumping those out.
Yeah.
And then Bandai did some in 82. And then Tommytronic tried to do 3D ones in 83. Don't know how those was possible. Oh, I remember the blackjack and poker ones. There were some Sudoku ones. There was a Space Invader one. I'm trying to find the company that I played a ton of as a kid. Why can't I find that company? Because it had the tiger logo on it. It's driving me nuts.
I don't know. You got me on that one.
I'm just gonna type in Tiger Handheld Electronics and see what I get. Tiger Handheld Games. There we go.
Cool.
Yeah, Tiger Electronics. That's what they were called. Got it.
Cool.
Fuck me.
Awesome.
Fuck me.
Yeah. I mean, I will not. But yeah, that
Fuck
was.
me, Anthony.
No. God damn it. No, that was loose. Fuck.
They merged with Hasbro. That's
okay.
why. In 98 2000 they merged with Hasbro.
Okay. All right.
Boy, you know what? These types of games would make for an excellent episode of that documentary we're watching, Josh.
Oh yeah, you're talking about. Yeah.
Toys That Made Us.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
God, that would be an amazing episode. I'd love to know the history of all that shit.
Yeah, that'd be great. Definitely. So, like I'm looking through the other stuff that happened in the past week of games. I'm just going through the art game section, honestly.
Oh, I don't even know what that's supposed to look like.
Oh my God,
Is that like a pizza man running?
that is
What is that? Oh, okay. Well,
all right. Well, I mean, I still see it because of this app I have for chat, but yeah,
yeah, same here. But
that's a thing.
that's like it's just really bad ASCII, and I have no idea. They're
Yeah.
doing a second half of season 1, Blair, and
Okay.
it's got Transformers, Hello Kitty. Josh, help me out here. What is the other 2 episodes about? They're doing 4. There's 4 more coming out soon-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And we are excited. It's a good documentary.
Yeah, that's cool. So, I wish I had my PS4 just for the sake of like God of War, which apparently has been getting nothing but like 9s and 10s from every other gaming outlet. Apparently that game is like really good, like really good. So I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, season 2 has been greenlit for 11 episodes.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about the God of War games in the past was they were just actiony games. Like they had a little bit of a story, but they were like, it was just for fun.
Yeah.
Lego Star Trek. Thank you, Josh. But there wasn't like a huge story. Like it was an okay story. Apparently, this game's story is through the roof.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I'm probably gonna watch what I'll probably do is go to YouTube and look for the one guy who's like, oh, walkthrough, but I'm silent the whole time.
I used to do that for a bit on our YouTube channel for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, like just like because back then, like before Twitch, people would just like record walkthroughs or just playthroughs of the game and just had like just to recorded footage of them playing the game, no voice over nothing. And someone that would get pretty well done, or pretty well viewed. So I did it for a little bit. There's actually something you can still look up on the YouTube channel. It's still there.
That's funny. Do you watch My Hero Academia?
You know what's funny? I was watching, what was it? The Fine Brothers did like a recent thing with that, like recently, where teenagers or college students reacted to My Hero Academia, and man, it got me thinking like I need to sit down and watch this anime because I've seen nothing but 2 episodes, and everything else is on Twitter. I've seen. I was like, I would really enjoy this anime.
It's one of my favorite things. Nice, Valer. Nice gag. Nice burn at Polygon. Well, in I think the 2nd season, you get like there's this character named All Might. He is the God damn, Valer. There's a character named All Might who is like the Superman / Captain America kind of character, right? And spoiler alert from the first episode, whatever, first 2 episodes.
I've seen the first 2 episodes. I'm good.
It doesn't ultimately matter, but he is his actual form is like this scrawny guy. But when he turns into All Might, he's like super buff and like, like fucking wrestling caricature or like a like the superhero caricature.
Yeah, definitely.
But like a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And what's really funny is that Chris Sabat does his voice. So like when he talks normally, he talks like this, and then when he becomes All Might, he's like, ha ha ha, I am here.
Nice.
And it's fucking hilarious. Awesome. But also in the anime, in the Japanese voice acting of the anime, he has silly ringtones throughout the whole show. Like anytime you hear his ringtone, it's silly. But in the dub version, they wanted to give him just silly ringtones. So this was the ringtone in season 2 at a certain point, and I had to find a way to make it my ringtone, and so I did. Hold on, I'm getting it.
All right. That's great.
Yeah. So now when
That's
somebody calls me, that's what I hear.
that's great. Yeah, I need to sit down and just. I might just start tonight, honestly. Just little by little, just catch up on that anime because I really need to just catch up on
What
that.
makes it so good is that all the characters are really likable. Like the only character that's not likable is a character named Bakugo, and he's just because he's a dick. But even then, you're just kind of like you understand why he's a dick, and you kind of like Bakugo, but you don't like Bakugo. I don't know. He's an interesting character, but for everybody else, like it's just like you fall in love with these characters. Like I legitimately I could not get enough of the show. It's the first anime poster I've ever had in my room, straight up, and I adore like Cowboy Bebop and Full Metal Alchemist and a bunch of other animes. So
Nice. Yeah, again, I gotta sit down and watch it. So, yeah, it's definitely something I gotta sit down and really watch. I
I'm
know it's
really,
good.
really excited about the new game coming out, which is basically
I
like
saw it. Yeah, it was just
it's basically the Naruto fighting games, but
yeah,
with
basically.
these characters.
Yep, yep. So I definitely gonna sit down and definitely start watching it. Um,
Hello,
cause
Breeze Pole. How are you doing?
hello, Breeze Paul. Welcome,
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
welcome to our after show. We talk about
Normally,
shit.
normally you see our faces, but Anthony's getting his PC repaired, so ish. He's been getting it repaired for about 2 years now.
Yes, going on 3. It feels like it. It feels that way. So,
I know.
man, I'm gonna be so happy when they get my PCs are back up and running. God damn, I'm gonna, I'm gonna stream so much.
I missed making fun of you on What's on Tap.
Well, that will happen again soon-ish. So, yeah, it's gonna happen. Don't worry. You get to quote unquote make fun of me, quote unquote. But we'll see.
Well, I wouldn't say quote unquote. I mean, I did say it.
Well, yeah, I know.
Yeah, repaired.
I know. We'll see. We'll see. At this point, if like I get like a black screen again, but it's running, then it's like okay, then it's got to be some minor thing I might have messed up on. So
That has been the epitome of this entire journey for you.
yes, it has been. It has been. At the very least, when everything's up and repaired, like I have this like awesome new case that I got, which is
Before you finish that thought, Anthony, Valer, were you on like psychotropics? Like, what exactly caused you to see hyperactive squirrels fix shit? Did you just have a nightmare about the Sony PSP squirrels?
And also to answer your question, Josh, I did all the repairs myself. I'm pretty fluent when it comes to PCs. So it was just pretty much coming down to like, okay, well, first off, I know what you're thinking, so fuck you. Second off, like it came down to me just figuring out part by part what was the problem.
I'll give you this. I wouldn't have known shit. I would have had to have had somebody look at it.
Yeah, and I came very close to like just saying like, fuck it, just have somebody fix it for me. But I am pretty knowledgeable when it comes to PCs, so yeah, this definitely took me a while just to figure out what was the issue. But when it's all repaired and whatnot, like I have my PC back, again, I had this awesome new case. It's like a compact steel case. It's portable. It has handles on the side, so if I want to take with me to places, yeah, I can. So, did you make the case was compatible with the guts? Yeah. I mean, yeah, it should. I don't see why. It's a brand new case. It's a Cool Masters. It's this brand. Do you have a PSU that can?
Gross, Valer. God, don't ask about fully handling loads.
To answer your question, Valer, it's virtually the same PSU. It's pretty much about the same build I had with the original PC before it broke on me. Like the parts I'm getting are brand new. I replaced my CPU, the brain of my computer. It's still packed. This is packaging actually. I haven't opened it yet. But I had it replaced. Replacing the motherboard, which I'm getting this week. I replaced what else did I? Oh, the power supply. And yeah, and I got a new PC case. So I virtually replaced pretty much all the major components of the PC. The only thing that is left is just the RAM and hard drive, which there's no issues there. Did you make the case? Did you make sure the case can handle the size of your motherboard? Yes, I made sure. Yeah, it can handle an ATX size motherboard. No, don't worry. I made sure that the case I'm getting is good. This is a good case, by the way. I would show you guys, but potato PC.
Potato PC.
Potato patata. I'm not sure. So
What you could do, Anthony, what you could do is take a picture with your phone, upload it to Imager, and then put it in the chat via your phone.
I could actually. I'm too lazy.
God.
I just don't want to. Well, the thing about it is, like, I have to take it out, and it's right underneath my desk, so I have to move some shit to take it out. So.
Okay, I thought it was already out.
No. If it was already out, I would have already done it, but no. What I was gonna say.
Guts, do you have it?
A standard ATX for there. Standard and ATX. So. So it's been a journey for me, for a lot of things, but it's given me time to work on other stuff. Like I put all the thumbnails on the every Mission Start podcast on YouTube. Like that's done.
Mission Start podcast.
Yeah, and then.
So I wanted to let you know. I'll let you know now, since you for some reason something sparked my memory. I am trying to find a new job, because the school's not giving me the hours that I want.
Okay.
That being said, the place that I'm trying to, the places that I'm applying at right now that are apparently hiring a lot of positions, and mainly because of summertime, are movie theaters, which means there's a good chance that I'll be working super late Sundays.
Okay, that's fine. Which means we can adjust the time if needed. I mean, like, Mr. Podcast stream has been changed multiple times over, so there's no difference here.
Yeah, I mean, and also working like in a movie theater, you never know what your schedule is going to be exactly. So
yeah, plus you get to see movies for free if it happens.
It's really funny when you go to apply, like that's on their site immediately. It was just fun hours and great staff and free movies. And I'm just like, I feel like I'm applying for not free movies. Like that's not why I'm applying.
It's like almost like you're working for our site. If you think about it,
we're gonna pay you in free movies. I don't live off of creativity.
We pay with free convention passes. So yeah, I know that feeling. Are your cards you have well plugged in the slots enough to fit nicely? Yes, they fit nicely.
Do your fucking slots fit nicely, Valer? I don't know.
What's I say? So getting back to whatever I can find on our games. So Billy Mitchell got stripped of his awards.
Oh yeah, I didn't read why. I just saw that he did.
Basically, the footage that he sent to the Guinness World Records and to Twin Galaxies, because like he recorded everything on like a VHS like back in the day, and like recorded software today. He doesn't do it live. Also, why is this like that? Okay. I just realized like one of my the dials on my soundboard was up. Anyways, so what was I saying? So yeah, basically he was sending in footage from home essentially, and they didn't question it, and they were like, yeah, this is totally legit footage of Billy Mitchell breaking the record for Donkey Kong and other games. And then somebody kind of really really went into it. It's like, hey, wait a minute, this guy is not using legit hardware. Like he's using a code or a program called MAME.
Ah.
So basically, this whole past couple weeks has been like him like saying, like, no, I never use MAME. Like I don't have it in my house. Like what are you talking about? And like the more in depth they investigated, the more they found like, yeah, this guy's bullshitting. So because of it, an emulator, yeah, because of it, um, all of his records are stripped from the Guinness World Records. The irony when it comes to the Donkey Kong, at least when to Donkey Kong
Does it
game,
go? Does it go to the other guy that was in the documentary?
yes, it does.
Nice.
So I love it. It's good. So Steve Wiebe is the new current
Steve
world
Weeby,
record.
that's right.
Yeah. Apparently he doesn't like do it anymore. I guess like speed run old games. Like he has his own band. So like it's kind of funny, just ironically how everything is enfolded from the King of Kong movie to this. At the very least, Billy Mitchell's got his like sauce company he still has, so at least that I guess.
Well, that's what was so crazy about that documentary was it almost seemed like Billy Mitchell having those records is what like caused him to feel like he was like this uber big guy and whatnot, and
Yep.
it totally showed through his personality. So
Yeah.
I disliked Billy Mitchell mainly because of that documentary, but then I saw him in other interviews later, and I was just like, oh, he's just an asshole. Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
So it's hilarious to me that he basically cheated to get his scores back. That's
Yep.
really funny.
Yep. And he's and in the chat like saying he had a lifetime ban from Twin Galaxies arcade.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Congrats, Steve Wiebe.
Yeah, congrats. You are now the record holder for various games, especially Donkey Kong. I think it was Donkey Kong 2, I think it was. But whatever. So, yeah.
Well, Donkey Kong 2 is Donkey Kong Jr.
Oh, right. Sorry, Donkey Kong Jr. That's right. Yeah.
And then Donkey Kong 3 is the one with like the kid with the bug spray.
I think I never played Donkey Kong 3, but I'll take your word for it.
He's a nice person going to one person. His kids, maybe?
Oh, so what do you think on the... Oh. Good shit. Good shit. That was good. That was good. That was good. I like that. So what do you think of the rumors about that Take-Two is making or 2K Studios making another BioShock?
I you know what, if they do, I don't care. I kind of feel like the franchise is dead. Need to move on from Rapture. There's a trilogy. Let's stop. But also at the same time, they did just do a remastered pack, so it makes sense that they were working on it and they just wanted to see if the fan base was there still.
I'm curious about it. I want to see what they do because I feel like there's no more story left to be told in that series, or at least in that game. But that ending for Infinity definitely opened up to like, you know, hey, again, as what's her name said in the game, there's always a girl, there's always a tower.
Yeah, I mean, you can do an infinite number of stories about Rapture or Columbia or whatever. Why?
Just for the sake of doing it. Here's the thing I would say. I felt the same way after Halo 3 when they finished the fight per se, and I was like, yeah, there's nothing left to be told. Until Halo 4, and I was like, oh, actually there's more to it, or there's more to this, at least to that Cortana story. That was like really good.
If they do another Rapture game, I don't want it to be a first-person shooter. I feel like there are other game types you could make it. I would love to see like a story that's based in early days of Rapture, just as it's starting to crumble, with like that's made by Telltale, or a Telltale-like game, where you're basically playing as Andrew Ryan dealing with stuff, and you have to deal with Atlas and all this other shit. Like that would be awesome. That'd be really cool. Or an RTS style game where it's the early days of Columbia when they're having to build the city while at the same time fighting off the U.S. government.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Or the transition.
That'd be fun.
Or that transition between like them making Rapture as it descends into the sea.
I just feel like we had three games, two really good games. That yes, I'm shitting all over I'm sorry, Bioshock 2.
Well, you're not wrong on that. So,
But each game had this moment where it was just like, oh my god, and I loved 1 and 3s for that. We're done. We'll move on. Like there doesn't need to be another one. There really doesn't. So I don't know. I mean, you're right. There could be more stories to be told within Rapture, within Columbia, within the world itself, but I don't want them to be what the other 3 were.
Yeah. Yeah, Siegfried was announced, by the way, for Soul Calibur.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's the one with the rapier, right?
No, he's the one with the big sword.
Who's okay?
Siegfried was in. He was in Soul Blade. He was in Soul Calibur 1. He transformed to Nightmare in 2, I think. I'm trying to remember when exactly. And then at some point, but they became like both separate things. Yeah, it's pretty. The story is kind of dumb to begin with, but like,
the Soul Calibur stories aren't. That's not why you buy those games.
Honestly, like the only. I enjoyed Soul Calibur for the game aspect of it, but like the only other aspect of the game I liked, aside from the customization, because you can do crazy shit on that. But I was actually intrigued by the storyline of like Siegfried and Nightmare, because that was like the only storyline that was like I cared about. Just because I played the previous games, it's like, oh hey, this is still a thing, so I wanted to see how it ended. But yeah, he was announced. I really wish Chubby was the guest character.
Oh, by the way, I was scrolling down Twitter looking at the video game stuff, and you know that fake. Hold on, I gotta take another drink. Jesus Christ!
Drink, just as that water thing posted earlier in the chat. Like, drink water. It's been about an hour.
My throat's getting dry. That's why.
Yeah.
So you know that parody account of the ex-CEO of PlayStation?
Yeah.
Wow, why can I not find that tweet? It was so good.
Yeah, Kaz Harai.
All right, Josh. Have a good sleep, dude.
All right. Night, Josh. Thanks for coming by.
Give me a second here. Give me 1 second. I'll find it in a second. Scrolling down, looking. I'm scrolling. I'm looking for it. There it is. Okay, yeah. The account now is ex-CEO Kaz Harai. But he tweeted out, Radical Heights isn't Cliffy B's first Battle Royale game. Lawbreaker started with 100 players online and quickly only had 1 left.
Yeah, that was savage. That was great.
Yeah. And Cliff Blazinski, being the good sport that he is, he quote tweeted that, was just like, all right, that got me. That was a good one.
Oh man, I really hope that the guy who's running that Twitter account keeps going. I know he said he's stopping after this year, but man, I wish he could keep going or give it somebody else. Because man, there was some that was my favorite.
There's no way you can turn off Sass. Like he'll be doing something else.
Yeah.
Making fun of the game industry. Like he'll be doing something else, and not just the game industry.
Yeah, definitely.
Guys, straight up, if you have Twitch Prime, go ahead and get Tales of the Borderlands for free, because it's a fantastic storyline.
Yeah. Also, if you have Twitch Prime, if you happen to have one, you can use it.
Oh my God!
On this Twitch channel. And just saying, there's a big ass logo right on the screen, so you can click on that and use your Twitch Prime on us for your weekly content. Although, to be fair, we don't deserve that Prime because of the past 3 months of like us not streaming because of PC Primes. So in the future you will. That's what I'm saying. Let's see, what else can I find?
Sad little thing. Apparently, Arlie Ermy passed away today.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. What? So Uh,
Do you not know who he was?
he might. I didn't look him up. What did he do?
Oh, his most memorable role was the drill sergeant, um, Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wow. How old was he?
73, I think I saw.
Okay. Wow.
But he 74, but he died of pneumonia complications.
Gotcha. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that
But I
is.
think Arlie Ermy also did voice work and stuff,
Mm,
and basically, if anyone ever needed a drill sergeant, he was pretty much the one.
yeah, that's iconic. That seems very iconic. So yeah.
I'm
Wow.
seeing this. I'm seeing this video or a GIF that Kotaku just put out about 5 hours ago. It says Tekken 7 competitor gets so mad he has to spike someone else's controller.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not surprised.
I'm surprised you spike your own controller. You don't spike someone else's.
I think I know what it's talking about too.
It says Body Count Fighting is a Southern California based operation that brings together some of the best fighting game players in the competitive community for slick show matches at the Machinima Studios. That was one sentence. Last week, competitors Timothy Tekken Tim Atkins and Avery Runit Black Cobb Eden were invited to participate in one of the April 7th events number two Tekken matches, and their confrontation started before they even entered the mock wrestling ring. Tekken Tim is the epitome of bullshit, Ruin Black said in the inevitable pre-match promo. He's retired 4 times. He's irrelevant. Beating Tim in Tekken does absolutely nothing for me. This is just to talk shit. Tim, fuck you. Tekken Tim responded by calling Ruin Black free Costco free like Costco samples. Yeah, exactly, Valera. I'm just like, whatever. And claiming a win wasn't going to be an issue. People don't realize that I'm part of the legacy skills of Tekken, he added. I've been around since 1999. I've been playing Tekken competitively since I was 13 years old. He's about to find that out. Despite consistent showings at local weekly Wednesday night fights, however, Ruin Black had a difficult time staving off Tekken Tim's fundamentals. After going up one round in the first game with the hard-hitting series mainstay Jin Kazama, Ruin Black watched his slim lead slip away as Tekken Tim connected blow after blow as resident Tekken pugilist Steve Fox.
Yeah, I saw somebody edit like a short version of this, and boy, that was he was talking mad shit. He was talking so much shit in that.
Yeah, this story goes. This story is okay. So it's 3 more paragraphs. I just want to make sure I wasn't going to be reading too much. All right. So, over the course of their exhibition, Tekken Tim dominated with long combos off errant strikes and punches. Ruin Black's control of the battlefield was poor, allowing his opponent to weave across the stage fearlessly and maintain pressure. In the second game, Tekken Tim found himself down 2 rounds to none, but quickly reversed fortune with a clean 3-0 comeback. Pushed to the wall in the final game, Ruin Black failed to run it back, and Tekken Tim closed out the exhibition with a perfect overall record. Unable to make waves in the main event, Ruin Black took his aggression to the real world. After an awkward handshake, he grabbed Tekken Tim's controller and threw it to the ground. Tim barely reacted, leaving Ruin Black to finish his tantrum by tossing his own peripherals into the surrounding setup. As part of a community where instilling frustration in your opponent is just as good as any in-game victory, Tekken Tim was definitely the winner that night. And the best part, the pad Ruin Black threw wasn't even Tim's. He was just playing with it. It belonged to somebody else.
Damn.
Honestly, my reaction probably would have been the same even if it was my controller, Tekken Tim said on Facebook. The only way my reaction would have changed is if he threw it at me.
Oh man, I saw the short edited version of that. That was great. That was the epiphany of talk shit.
Not epiphany.
Right. Talk shit, get hit. So that was great. Yeah.
I mean, I get the talking shit part, but keep your cool, dude.
Yeah.
Keep your cool.
Yeah. It's assault, man. It gets to you.
Full hair. I know two. I know two people in the fighting game community. I know Lunchbox. That's about it though.
You mean Hungry Box?
Hungry Box, but that's about it.
Oh man. Well, Valera, I want to know who are the players you know. Give me the names, and don't include me. I don't count. Well, I do play fighting games, but like
I also
outside
don't
of me.
count you as a fighting game player. Heyo.
Yes, exactly. A little wordplay. While I wait for his response, guess what game is coming to the Xbox One backwards compared? Oh, hang on. Oh no, it's coming to Steam. Never mind. Take the back. I thought it was coming to the Xbox One. Well, guess what game's coming to Steam? That was one of the debut games on Xbox 360.
I'm not sure.
I'll give you a hint. Something Witch.
Bullet Witch?
Yeah. That's coming to Steam. I have not heard of that name in a long time. Also, that game is like very.
You enjoy your kind of shitty game.
Yeah. It was basically like every other like one versus army game. What was that game's series called? Not Romance of the Three Kingdoms. It was some other game series. It did like old Chinese history. Anyways, yeah, that type of game. Sonic Fox and Apex Arcade. All right, now you can, okay. That checks out.
Okay. All right.
What's up?
Okay. What is this? What is this?
What do you?
My Hero Academia. What is this? It's something from My Hero, and I'm trying to figure out if it's for the movie. Yes, translate it to English, please. Thank you. I could read this verbatim, but it's broken English because it's like Google Translate. But from what I'm gathering, I'm trying to figure out if this was the movie or the poster for the movie, because it's not. It's for something else. But yeah, there's a movie coming out for the show.
I'm not surprised. Not surprised.
But Plus Ultra.
Oh, so out of curiosity, do you know a game called Seren Kagura Reflections?
No.
So I saw this game on Max's stream. It is a Japanese game based on one of the Seren Kagura universe, and it's basically how should I put this? Anime porn without being porn. It's
like Cinemax hentai.
Yes, but you're in first person view, and you're the one doing the act. This game is coming to the Switch, and it's being localized. This is actually Nintendo's okay with this. They're like, yeah, sure, we'll bring this over. You will see it very soon when it comes to many YouTubers and other Twitch streamers alike. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think hentai falls under like such a broad category on like, is it hardcore? Is it light? Is it, I don't know, man. Like
it's light. It's like, I mean, like in this particular aspect, it's not even hentai at all. It is like it's like softcore without the penetration.
There's a super good chance I am not going to work tomorrow, and I'm pissed off about it. God damn it, man. can't really afford to not go to work. It fucking sucks. Sorry, I'm moving I'm touching my knee in different spots, and I can feel pain like on the outside of my knee.
Damn, you really messed up your leg.
I don't know how. I didn't do anything extravagant.
Hmm.
I'm just mad. I'm mad about it.
Oh yeah.
Mad.
So, what do you think the chances are we'll hear about PlayStation 5 next year?
Say that again, because you broke up a bit.
Oh, what are the chances you think we'll hear about PlayStation 5? Not this year, obviously, but like maybe next year.
I actually think we'll hear about it this year.
Really? You think so?
I think with devs getting kits and stuff, like they're definitely going to announce it this year. But a lot of the games that are going to be added are basically a lot of like we're going to come out with it in November, but if you have a PS4 Pro, those games will work on it too. Like it'll be that situation.
I'm kind of wondering like how big of a gap it's going to be, honestly. Like what at this point, like, do our graphics still needs to be enhanced more than they are now? Like, is there still like what's left on that front? Because outside of that, like, what can a PS5 offer?
I mean, arguably, Anthony, like the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro are still like not low-end computers, but PCs have higher quality shit. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. They're always going to be better. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Yeah.
We still have a lot of room to build. Like, there's still like until it gets to the point where we're playing games that look so realistic that like somebody could walk in and be like, "Are you playing a movie?" Like,
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, you're right. It's kind of crazy. I mean, it's not crazy, but it felt like we just went through this. If that's the case, this current generation of like at least for the PS4 pretty quickly. If it didn't feel like 4 or 5 years.
let's see. When did the PS4 come out?
2014.
Hold on.
Nice.
Don't take a guess. I'm literally looking it up. 2013. Wow. Yeah, 2013.
Yeah, it's been 5 years.
So 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah. What's your question, Clutch Kitty T? So I was gonna say, yeah, usually around this time, at least when it comes to normal like game industry console standards, like we'll hear about a console or we'll get another console like pretty soon around this time. So I'm kind of curious where they want to go with, because like we had prior to this generation, we had the PS3 and Xbox 360, and we were with those systems for 10 years or nearly 10 years. So it was pretty long. And it was pretty long in regards to just how long we kept with those consoles. So I'm kind of curious like what direction Sony wants to take with the PS4. Yeah, what's up, Clutch? Let us know. What's your question? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Yeah.
I don't see why we wouldn't be able to.
I'll just type in the chat just in case.
If Valère can hear us.
Yeah. But
yeah, I mean, I do think it's too early. I think another year would be probably better. And there's still a good chance that PlayStation could announce the 5 and just be like, it's coming out in a year and a half. Like, they totally could do that. I don't know why you would, but
they could.
So I don't know. I know that devs have new PlayStation kits. So there's that.
I still remember the PS4 when it was launched. Like, everybody was excited for it. And I think I got mine through a friend. And it was like, oh, this is an awesome piece of technology. There's no games for this, except for maybe 1 or 2 when it launched. So it's like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna sit on this console for a while. So, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with this next one. It's kind of crazy just thinking about the fact that we just went through it. So,
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
Yep. So I kind of saw that coming. I was like,
Yeah.
nah, he's gonna be racist, and I don't know why. I
So,
don't know how, but he did it. He's congrats.
yeah. Welcome,
Um.
welcome to the internet.
Uh. It's got to be a weird thing to wake up every morning and go, my parents didn't love me. I got to go make someone's life shitty. It's a weird, like, it's got to be bizarre, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Um. I was gonna say.
Anywho, I mean, for me personally, I want to see some new game. Like I say this every year. I say this every year about E3. I want to
Mm-hmm.
see games, man. Like I want to see some rad games that I haven't seen before. I don't really want to see too many sequels. I'd like to see the fucking industry take a step back and just slow things down a little bit. That'd be nice.
That's never gonna happen. I wish.
Jesus.
I
Like I feel like there's
wish.
just too much too fast. Like
Dude, like, once once there was an ability where you can put games on Steam, not to be a publisher or a big company, and any Joe Schmo and any company can do that, like it just exploded. Not only that, but like other platforms has evolved to like hey, Hamamoto has his own thing, and people can publish games on there. There's GOG, like we're in a situation where like there are just so many games that comes out every day and every week that it's basically pick and choose which ones you want to play and then go from there. There's no way you can cover all of them. There's no way.
right,
Yeah.
which is the problem with our website.
Actually,
I'm
yeah.
actually no. That's not a jab. Like that's just like unfortunately we have a couple people who do reviews and they don't do them very often, and I'm the one that does probably the most often.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's hard. Like I have a list of games I want to review, but that's why I told you, Anthony. I want if we want to get more reviews up on the site, I need to do audio. I need to record my
Yeah.
voice, give them to you, and you make a video.
That's fine. Yeah. As I said, I'm down to do that. So, yeah.
Because I was waiting for you to get your new PC for me to start sending them
Oh,
to you.
okay. I was about to say, like, oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I am, like I said, I'm down to do that. So, there's no issue there. I was gonna say, yeah, we'll see. We'll see with the PS5 and see if that comes in or whatnot. So, I'm kind of curious if we'll hear about it this year or next.
Well, what's really funny to me about like people and consoles nowadays is that a bad design on what? What were we talking about? What were we just talking about 2 seconds ago? Because my brain shifted already.
Galgun. I didn't realize he was talking about Galgun 2 on Switch.
What's the bad design?
Comes too close to the line sometimes.
No, what were we literally just talking about, Anthony? Like 2 seconds ago.
Outside of that racist person in chat, we were talking about. Right? No, it was just about PS4 or PS5. Valer.
All right, Valer, what are you talking about with the bad
website,
design?
the website. Okay. I was like, what is he talking about? Okay.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that website evolved over time, and I'm pretty sure that's like, it initially wasn't looking like that back then. Like it looks a lot better now than it was before. Trust me.
I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I feel like the website needs to be completely redesigned and dialed back.
That actually may happen pretty soon.
Like, it feels like when you go there, there's too much going on. That's my point.
Well, funny you should mention that. I'm actually going to plan to do that soon-ish because I did say a year ago about, if I'm unable to get the site like funded by an investor and whatnot, then I'm going to downsize it and just have it focus on what we do, and then just pretty much put everything else on like hidden on the site. I won't delete it. Like I'll still have it on the site. I'll just have it as hidden and just have another redesign or just choose another template. So yeah, that'll happen soon enough. So,
I've never given a long-term shit about my reviews, so I don't care.
well, I still want to keep them just to have.
No, I'm just saying I don't like that. Doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me that you would have them hidden.
Hmm.
Is my point. Uh, what does that do exactly? Do we have that on our site?
What, the copyright thing or the Google page speed?
I don't know what Valera's talking about.
I mean,
Over my head.
Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure that copyright thing. It's just a simple text. I just update. It's okay. 2018. um, but the Google page speed insights are, I believe, stat tracking your site, and it like ranks some sites for us, like where it's at in the world.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like, hey, to be honest, like the site has not been active for quite some time outside of our podcast we do and other stuff we put on there, but like it's going to be basically transformed into what we do anyways, but just post it on there as a platform. So it's the days of like having us being paid. I mean, like, there's a still part of me that wants to make that happen.
I don't think the site's ever going to be a Polygon or Kotaku because we don't do bullshit articles.
Yeah. There was a period of time where like we were doing really good, like stats wise, like to the point where like we were like, was it some anime convention in like Wisconsin was like once invited us. It's like, hey, we want you to come cover our convention. It's like, oh, cool. Are you gonna pay us to get there? It's like, no. It's like, okay, well, thanks anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, I'll check it out then. But yeah, at this point, like, it's just gonna come down to like, basically using it as a platform for us. It's like, hey, whatever you want to do art wise or whatever writing wise you want to put on there, that's fine. So, it still has some like levity as far as like, the name recognition within the cosplay and convention scene, but outside of that, it's just kind of whatever at this point, which is fine because like honestly, it's kind of like my direction with the site is kind of turning into like I'm more focused on the streaming and video aspect of the site, so which is fine because then just like
also on that note, Valera, we don't have the production quality they have.
Yeah, I will say though, like we still, even regardless of what our numbers say, like we still have like the cool thing about the situation is that right now we have access to some games we can actually request, and in some games like they can actually give us for free to have on our site covered in some aspect via Twitch, YouTube, site, what have you. So
yeah,
we still have that power. Like when I reached out to the people who were making pit people and asked like, hey, I got a code. It's like, yeah. They show me your numbers. It's like, okay. I show them my numbers. I was like, okay, here's a free code. I was like, cool. So
Valera, I was really excited to see that Monster Factory pop up because I was just like, finally, good content on the Polygon site.
Yeah. So yeah, like the brand would not die, at least when I'm around. So the site
yeah, I'm not worried about the brand dying. I don't think that's necessarily an issue for me. I think the issue is that, our goal is to become not rich and famous from this, but definitely in the regards that like, I like to get to the point in something where when I give my opinion on a movie or a video game that people just kind of go, like, there are people that go out of their way to listen to my review of it. Like, that's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like this podcast to be like, yes, I use the podcasts that I do, both the podcasts that I do, and I did this with the streaming and the other things that I do on the internet. Yeah. I use them as vehicles to express my opinion because growing up, that's all I had. The Jackbox stuff, I'm a little iffy on. I'm honestly a little iffy on. It's not bad, but it's definitely, it could be better. It could be way better, but My thing is, I definitely talk to somebody who knows how to run websites. Like talk to Josh. I'm gonna just throw his name under the bus on this one. Talk to him about what he did, because whatever he did got us to be uh more visible.
You talking about the podcast? You mean the podcast, right?
The website
Oh,
got the website to be more visible. So
oh, okay. Well, yeah, and then maybe something that I'm gonna change the design of the website pretty soon anyway. So with that in mind, in terms of like focusing on what we do, so but like on the front page, maybe instead of what we have right now, it's just like, oh, here is the stream schedule for our Twitch stream. Here's a podcast upcoming schedule for when the next podcast is coming up, and things like that. So it's gonna be just at the end, but like, you know, it's definitely the site will venture into, I think, its final form at this point. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think if you dial down just about fucking everything on the site and have it just what's only visible is convention coverage, reviews, and the podcasts. Like there's three tabs. There's podcast, convention coverage, and reviews. I think that's good.
yeah,
I
think
just
so.
think I think there's just too much on the website right now. I think it's just cluttered.
You know what's funny too? Like,
Clean your room, Anthony.
my room's already pretty messy as it is. You know what's funny? When you said that, it reminds me of when I was first brought on as an intern at 1UP, way back in the day, and the head honcho there, John Kennedy, I think it was something Kennedy. No, Sam Kennedy. He like apparently really liked my resume, and like came up to me in the interview. He came in, so it's like the first question he asked me is like, all right, so what do you think of the site? And I told him it was cluttered. And I agree. He agreed with me. And I was like, told him like, at least at the time, I thought it was like, you know, a hot shot in website design. It's like, yeah, you need this and this and this. So, which eventually is like, yeah, we're gonna hire you. It's like, oh, cool, awesome. But like, yeah, those were some fun times for when it lasted. Working for a game news outlet, so.
Valera, that joke goes over my head because I have no idea who those two are.
Basically, you want it to be like the current state of Channel, Larry, and Brad. Yeah, that's over my head too. Not sure what you're talking about. But to be like, to be frank, like, yeah, Missions on a podcast is not going away. Like, site, podcast, stream, whatever. Like, it's gonna be living on. Like, I envision myself like still podcasting into my old age. Like, you're gonna see me on my deathbed. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm still talking about games, motherfucker.
Oh, Channel Awesome. Yes. Okay. Gotcha. That I know about. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's also like for me, like I always like to create stuff. So like I want to have an outlet for that. So like I'm not gonna dash away everything that's me or anybody else created on the site. So yeah, it's gonna be a thing.
You should start shitting on everyone's content, Anthony. Tell them it sucks.
Just go to like everybody that we know and just like shit the bed. Just like, hey, you know, we used to be partners or we used to work together, but you know what? Fuck you.
Man, I am fucking like, I'm not like dead tired, but I am exhausted. Like, I think it's just like trying to function today on my bum ass knee. I'm just exhausted. Like, if I were to lay down, it would not take me much to go to sleep.
Am I holding you back? Am I?
No. Don't take that. No. No, because I'm still here. I'm still functional. I'm talking and alive and awake. I'm just saying it's that, you ever have that feeling where you're not tired, you're just exhausted, and then Um, well, it wasn't a bad joke. It was just you try to throw the joke at two people who didn't know the guy's names behind Channel Awesome. So
Also, Valeria, you fucking suck. Go on, Greg.
fair enough. Um, but yeah, it's like you're physically exhausted, you're mentally exhausted, and if you were to lay down, you would fall asleep pretty quickly. But you don't feel tired. Like, you know that when you're tired, your brain just stops. You just can't think of anything. You're not talkative. You're done, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the different. Those are the two. Like I'm just exhausted. So
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That was man. I feel like that was me when, for 1 month, I like went to 2 conventions, and like at the end of the month, I was like, I'm not moving anywhere for a good while. I'm too tired to move. So that wishes you one Bjorn and Greg. Well, you're modded. You come here anyways, so you know you kind of take the abuse. So I mean, you can leave, but you're gonna come back. uh,
why is the YouTube algorithm sending me a bunch of pictures of or not video? Sorry, it's suggesting a lot of like ferret videos. Like
I don't
why?
know.
What did I do, algorithm?
I don't know. YouTube is just yeah. YouTube, yeah. It's a cesspool. Like, oh man, I really wish YouTube was a lot better on its shit, but it isn't. But you know, that's just kind of the way it is. So it kind of sucks, but yeah, YouTube is. Yeah, I just why I really hope that Twitch can monetize its VODs and like same way as YouTube, but like better. And because Twitch actually like are human beings that talk to us and not all bot controlled. So yeah, I hope for that day, because then people can have a better reason to jump from YouTube to Twitch. So outside of maybe like they don't want to do it because like they have a huge audience.
I felt like I was like, man, I don't really like this soup that I'm eating. And then you went on a tirade about how like Campbell sucks. I don't know why YouTube is sending me or recommending ferret videos,
Okay.
and you were just like,
Okay. Well, I have.
I mean, you're not wrong about the shit you're talking about, but it kind of felt like a little left field there. I was like, okay.
I got a lot to take off my chest on YouTube. The very name stings the nostrils.
You did what my dad does all the time. I'm like, did you hear this hilarious thing Trump said? And he's just like, yeah, and about our Congress. I'm like, whoa, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I needed to say something. But I was gonna say, I've been watching a lot of like Burke's stream recently. Like the whole crew between Burke, Gassy, Cream, and Classy. Like his name is No.
Yeah, Classy Packs.
Yeah. Like I've been watching like those guys recently, and like whatever they do now. It's like they've been really entertaining. Like they're
Classy is one of my favorite GTA 5 role players. He created a character a long time ago. Like I kind of saw him on other people's channel like things.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to his channel itself, and he was playing like this old man. And so I asked the chat, and I was like, what is this character? And somebody in the chat was just like, serial killer. I was like, oh shit, really? So I watched him for the rest of that night, and he had taken his second victim up to the woods for a tour, an outdoors tour sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And while he was up there, like, he cinematically swung the camera around like in front, and started hacking at the guy on the ground, but like the camera never looked at the guy. Like he did it really well, and the
Nice.
character's name was Richard
Nice.
Oakes, and the role player who was quote unquote killed could decide whether the hatchet wounds were enough to not kill them, or it straight up like permadeath their character.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah,
cool.
Classy was always like, never ever ever tell another streamer who's doing this to permadeath. Like they can make that choice.
I see.
And so it got to the point where like Richard had a list of people that he wanted to kill, and outdoor murder tours. Um, and he couldn't get close to some of them because they were associated with cops. There was one kid that he wanted to kill named Danny Slater, and but the problem is that Danny Slater never did stuff without another group of people. It was super hard to get him away from everybody else. So to get Danny to do what he wanted, he went and tried to murder Danny's girlfriend Jessie. And because it was like kind of a haphazard kill, or at least an attack, he wasn't actually able to kill him, he wasn't able to kill her, and she knew who it was, and that's when the downfall began. And so then he made like 2 more haphazard kills or attempts, and they were like in broad daylight in public places, and it got to the point where he was basically like running from the cops, but very sneakily. And then there was another guy named Abdul, who plays like this fat taxi driver. And Abdul shows up and just like, "Would you like to go here, Mr. Oakes?" And then Mr. Oakes pulls out like a gun and forces Abdul to start walking towards the water. And that's when Officer Andrews, who was another major character that kept popping up and being a thorn in Oak's side, shows up and just like, Oakes, drop the gun. And that's when Classy decided to open fire on Andrew. Now the officers get to wear armor where the other players don't. So of course Richard Oakes loses, and then it shows like, and I remember when this happened, when he had like, no joke, 5,000 people watching him.
Oh, wow.
In his last episode as Richard Oakes. And I remember even telling Brittany, because this was on a Thursday night and she was doing some art stuff, I was like, "Hey Brittany, I'd love to watch you do this, but Richard Oakes' last story is about to happen, so bye." And she's just like, "Okay." And as Andrews is taking his corpse to the morgue, Classy has it on cinematic mode, and he's got a face cam, and the donations and the bits and the subs don't stop. It just kept coming in over and over and over, and people were donating hundreds of dollars, no joke.
Damn.
To the point that it brought Classy to tears.
Wow.
And then the last shot of the whole Richard Oakes thing was it showed Andrews taking his body into like a corner of the morgue and hitting him with a hatchet.
That's cool.
But it was outstanding. One of my favorite moments was when he went to try to kill this streamer named B-Fly. I don't remember her character's name, but he was trying to get to B-Fly, and his car like clipped another car and it completely disabled, like hella far from like where he needed to be, and he was freaking out. Well, lucky for him, B-Fly's car also broke down not far from where he was. So he's walking across the big ass bridge that's like next to the creek that goes into the ocean, in San Andreas, and he sees her in the distance, and he makes a mad dash for like this barrier where a sign is, and he's hiding behind it, and he's like crouch walking through the shrubs, and she's already tried to call a taxi. So he shows up right behind her, to the point where like she had her phone in her like the camera's view. She brings it down and he's standing like right next to her. She in real life got so scared, and you can tell that because in the clip her whole mouth like shakes. And she just goes Not the coughing part. Sorry. So he forces her to like walk down to the water, and he hits her with a hatchet a couple times, and she survives. And then he goes into town and finds Bill Ding, one of Milton's characters, and ends up trying to kill Bill Ding. And even Milton played along with that. Like, he didn't play Bill Ding for literally 2 months. And people were like, "Is Bill Ding dead?" And he never said a word about it. And then one day he opens his stream on a grave, and then he just goes. The camera pans around, and it's Bill Ding standing there, and he's just like, "I miss you so much, Mama." And the chat was just like, "Fuck you, Milton."
That's
But
awesome. That's great.
yeah, there was a lot to it. It was so good. Like, I could not get enough of it. Like, I was just like, this is our best character so far. But there's been a lot of really fun storylines that these role players have just made off the top of their head. It's absolutely fascinating. I'm really disappointed that Sheriff Eli is no longer playing, because he was one of my his interactions were some of my favorites. And yeah, man, like, so yeah, the fact that you like Classy, I'm like, I know.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Yeah, it's been super cool. It's been super cool, and that's why not to pimp out Twitch, but like that's what I like about like Twitch in general. Just like, going around and checking out other streamers and seeing what they're about, and I for Burke, like I tuned in every so often just to see what's up, because I like the whole pirate motif he has going on. And when Sea of Thieves came out, I was like, I have to watch him, because that's all he's about. So, I started watching the Sea of Thieves streams with him and the crew, and just like, oh, this is the most hilarious like thing I've been watching for a while, and also like very awesome to watch. So like, since then it's like, okay, I watch like other streams like during this time, but like whenever that crew is on and they're all playing the same games, like I have to tune in now to watch that. It's cool. That's like I definitely like Twitch is definitely for a lot of us is like our TV, our entertainment. So this is no different than that. So it's really cool. It's really cool.
I agree with you. I think when it comes to like, I was trying to explain to my dad why gaming YouTube videos and Twitch and why esports has become such a big thing. And I was like, imagine being a young man who loves video games so much, you just want to absorb video game content. And then you see people doing unique things with video games, like Red vs. Blue and G4. And you're just like, I can't, like, this is amazing. I didn't know you could do that with video games. It's really cool. And you want to see more of it. And then the networks go, there's not enough people watching it. Take it down. And you're just like, well, I wanted more of that. Well, the internet has given me more of that. Has given me the option to watch that at my own leisure, more of that. So, for an entire culture of kids and adults now who grow up just wanting to absorb video game content in any fashion they could, now we can.
Yep, that's great. It's awesome. And I think we'll end it on that note, because I want to get back to drawing. I've been getting back to drawing, so I'm hankering to do some drawing tonight, and then probably just watch some streams. And you need to get to bed because you sound tired.
I'm pretty fucking tired.
Yeah.
Also, I need to figure out what to do about my knee, because I don't know. I got mad about it.
Okay. Well, so for those who are maybe watching about or any of that nature, so I'm getting a motherboard this week, as I said. So, and I need at least a week for me to just adjust everything and get everything back to normal. So, more likely we won't have a show next week, unless something big happens and we have to talk about it. But more than likely, won't be a show next week. So, probably in the week and a half, we'll be back. Hopefully. Fingers crossed over here, because who the fuck knows happens at this point with my PC hell. So, but